Hello, Talia Isley. How you going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have another 5 tips to share with you and I'm very excited about this topic. So today's topic is the top 5 tips on how to prepare for a natural birth. This is definitely a topic that is close to my heart and something I am very passionate about teaching other women. Easy things you can be doing to help have a natural birth. So the first tip I want to share with you guys is terms of preparation, make sure you continue exercising. If you have a low risk pregnancy or it's deemed safe for you to exercise, continue to exercise right up until you give birth to your baby. The importance around continually exercising is one, to help your physical strength, but two, to help your mindset as well. Exercise is incredible for supporting both mental and physical aspects. So continuing exercise. Now when I talk about exercise, it must be safe. You can seek the support of a qualified pregnancy safe trainer, which is an amazing way to support your body, prepare your body for birth. We need stamina in birth. We need both mental stamina and physical stamina in birth. And so exercise is an amazing way to support your body in every aspect to be ready to birth your baby. Birth is and can be very tolling on the body, depending how you cope. But if you have been active, continually exercising up until the day you give birth, it has been shown that women who are fit and have been exercising find birth easier. So that's just one tip I wanted to share with you. Don't be afraid to continually move your body. Just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you're disabled. You can still do certain things safely. Walking is amazing, and there's certain exercises and strength training that you can continue to do in a very safe manner. So the first tip is continue exercising. The second tip I have for you today is around pelvic floor exercises. Now I say this specifically because it's so important. Your pelvic floor is such an important part of pregnancy, but also plays such an important part through birth. Now in pregnancy, we want to strengthen the pelvic floor. We want to do those exercises to bring strength. However, in birth, we want our pelvic floor to be able to relax and make way to support the baby to come out with ease, right? So pelvic floor exercises are key in pregnancy. However, we must check with a women's physio if our pelvic floor is hypertonic. Now, a hypertonic pelvic floor struggles to relax. It's always in that heightened position. And women with a hypertonic pelvic floor can struggle in the birth process. So it's good to get yourself checked by a women's health physio. And if you know whether you have a hypertonic or not, you then know how that potentially could affect you in birth. If you struggle to relax the pelvic floor in birth, it does make it difficult for the baby to come out. So if in pregnancy you know you have a hypertonic pelvic floor, you can do the necessary exercises to support the relaxing of that, preparing yourself for birth. So make sure you get that checked out. If you are an anxious, nervous, tense person, often, not always, but you are more prone to having a hypertonic pelvic floor. You hold a lot of tension in the body. So It is advised to find out if you have a hypotonic pelvic floor, and then you know what you need to do. You can be advised what you need to do in order to prepare your pelvic floor for birth. So make sure you continue to do your pelvic floor exercises. Make sure you check to see where your pelvic floor is positioned and if there's anything else you need to do to prepare yourself for birth. So the second tip is pelvic floor exercises and get a pelvic floor check as well. The third tip I have for you is think about doing some perineum care. So your perineum plays such an important role in birth, because when the baby's head crowns, everything has to stretch, right? And this is where the tearing occurs and things like that. So if you can be doing some perineum care, preparation before birth, it's a really great way to support your body in the birth process. So there's a few things you can be doing. The first thing you can be doing is a perineum massage. Whether you've heard of this or not, it is quite common, potentially something that's not spoken about a lot with your care provider, but you can easily enough come across this information or do some more research for yourself. So perineum massage is a great way to start to support the stretching of the skin and potentially the ability for the skin to stretch when baby comes out. So what you can be doing is you can make up a oil solution. I personally used fractionated coconut oil with some essential oils. Frankincense and helichrysum are amazing for this. And what you can do is with your carrier oil, like your fractionated coconut oil, you can massage it on the perineum. Now, I personally just put the oil on there. I just placed the oil on there and got lots of benefits that way as well. If you choose to do the massage, then potentially you'll get even more benefits as well. So perineum care is key, and those types of things are great to be doing in preparation for birth. Tip number 4 is have an open birth plan. Make sure you sit down with your partner and you put your wish list on paper and you talk to your care provider about what it is you want from your birth. Make it really, really clear as early on as you can. If you don't want intervention, make that clear. If you don't want an epidural, make that clear. But then be open to having the conversations around, if needed, then you're open to it. So sometimes many women go into their birth experience with a very closed mind. This is what I want and this is how it must be. And sometimes a lot of trauma can come from that. If you have an open birth plan, the care provider knows what you're trying to achieve and will work with you to meet your goals. Your partner is the keeper of your birth plan. It is his role to protect your wishes. However, you both need to be open if complications arise and you need to do certain things not on your wish list to protect the health of mum and the health of baby. But if you are open with your care provider early on, you have your wish list together, you do all the things you can do to create the most amazing birth experience, you come in relaxed and ready to give it your best shot. Your mindset is in the best place it possibly can be. You've done all you can to reduce fear and anxiety. Then you've really done so much to create opportunity to get those wishes met. However, if you don't come in prepared and educated, that's when things often go wrong. However, every birth is different and every woman's body is different and every experience and preparation and situations and circumstances are different. We've got low risk, medium risk, high risk birth. pregnancies, anything that may influence the way that the birth experience happens. But all I wanted to say for that fourth tip is do a birth plan. It's essential. Make sure your partner's all over it, totally understands your wishes, and he's going to be your biggest advocate in birth. This is going to support you mentally because you feel secured, you will feel heard, and you will feel supported. So your open birth plan is extremely, extremely important to have prepared. The fifth tip I have for you is make sure your mindset is exactly where it needs to be. Labor, giving birth to a child, is more about mindset than anything else. It is a mindset game. It is a game between your mindset and pain. Will pain win or will you win? And so preparing before moving into that birth phase is so, so important. You must have your mind and your attitude and everything like that in the very right space, because that's what's going to keep you going and that's what's going to get you through the birth process. Mindset is absolutely key. Now, the mindset is great, and there are tools you need to employ before going into the birth phase to help your mindset and help your body relax. You need to be in a calm, relaxed state, which will help relax your pelvic floor as well. But this is going to help your mindset. You need to be relaxed to be able to get into the zone of birth and do what you are made to do. For me, some tools that really supported myself in terms of calming, grounding, working with the anxiety, the unknown, the fear around birth, is I personally use essential oils. I would roll them on my wrists. I'd place them on my feet. I use clary sage as a beautiful natural way to support my body just before Bubba was born. And these are great tools to have to support practicing breathing techniques. You may think about doing calm birth or hypnobirthing techniques in birth. Practice this. Practice this with your partner before you go into birth, and use your essential oils as a great way to bring the body into relaxation and calmness. They will work wonders and they will support you so much in that space, and they really do help reduce those anxious feelings and that fear and all that tension in your body before going into that birth phase. So just to recap on those 5 tips. The first tip is to continue to exercise. This will help you both physically and emotionally prepare for your birth. Tip 2 is continue those pelvic floor exercises and make sure you get a pelvic floor check by a women's health physio, and that will just help you identify if your pelvic floor is hypertonic or not and if it is ready for giving birth. The third tip I have for you is make sure you do some good perineum care. Think about the massage, using the oil solution, just to prepare yourself as much as possible for birth. You can also use another tool called an Epino, which you may like to consider as well. The fourth tip I have is make sure you have an open birth plan, that you fully have documented your wishes, your care provider and your partner know exactly what you want to achieve and your goals around your birth. And also make sure that your partner is the keeper of that birth plan. He will be your biggest advocate and he will make sure he protects you and your birth wishes in labor. The fifth tip I have for you is make sure you have invested in your mindset. You have done the work you need to do to set yourself up for success. And make sure you use the tools that are available to us, such as essential oils, such as learning breathing techniques like calm birthing, hypnobirthing, there's so many out there these days that can be beneficial. So those are my 5 tips. Hopefully they're helpful for you today. And once again, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy the content I'm sharing, please subscribe to the channel, and I will be back soon to speak with you some more. Thank you so much.